Breaking Down the Ballpark is a podcast where you can expect easy listening about Little League, Minor League, and Major League Baseball. We will talk about the highs and lows of the modern day Sandlot. So if you want to sit back and relax, rest easy in knowing you will get everyday guys sharing everyday opinions. Don't worry about complex analysis here, because on this podcast we are just breaking down the ballpark. On this episode, we will take a deep dive into Trey Turner and also discuss the canceling of Dollar Dog Night at Citizens Bank Park. All that and more on this episode of Breaking Down the Ballpark. Hello everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dennis Wallace, and let's dive right into Trey Turner. Trey Turner is 30 years old. He's a shortstop who bats right and throws right. He currently plays for the Philadelphia Phillies and wears number 7. He played college ball for North Carolina State and was drafted by the Padres in 2014, number 1. In 2015, he was traded to the Nationals and made his debut August 21st, 2015. In 2021, he was traded to the Dodgers, and after the 2022 season, he was a free agent, and that's when he was signed to the Phillies for an 11-year, $300 million deal. He's a 2-time All-Star. He led the NL once with a batting average and twice in stolen bases. He's also won the Silver Slugger Award. In addition to all of that, he also plays for the United States national team. His career numbers are as follows. He bats .296. He has 1,203 hits. He has 150 home runs, 510 RBIs, and 260 stolen bases. The Phillies will be looking at Trey Turner to be starting 2024 right where he left off in 2023. He finished his final 70 games, including the postseason last year, with a .306 batting average, 19 home runs, 13 stolen bases, and a .951 OPS. Over 162 games, that's a pace of 43 home runs and 30 stolen bases. I think the Phillies would take that. I know I would. Obviously, that would just make us that much better, Rob Thompson said. They're always going to go through times during the year when they don't have their swing. But if we get him at the start of the year, that helps us to get off to a good start. And everybody knows Turner isn't one to make excuses. He's quick to shoot down any theory that says about he signed that multi-million-dollar deal, so that was part of the reason why he had a slow start to 2023. I don't know. Does that make a guy gun-shy? Does that make... I mean, I would want to come out trying to fire at will. Try to get as much heat out there as possible if I just signed that big deal. I mean, it didn't get off to an ideal start. Prior to the All-Star break, he hit .247 with a .687 OPS. The second half, he hit .292 with .348, .554, .902 OPS. He averaged 1 homer every 18.5 plate appearances following the break, compared to 1 every 39.5 appearances before the break. In the 13 playoff games, he went .347, .400, .633. With 3 homers, 5 doubles, and 4 stolen bases. That's uncanny. On Thursday, the Phillies played the Blue Jays and won 5-0 at TD Ballpark. He said, "I feel like the swing is kind of where it was at the end of last season." He went 2 for 3 with an RBI. "I feel like I learned a lot last year and I kind of carried that over into my work now." Everybody remembers what happened when the Phillies had their standing ovations last year for Trey. He stayed up for nights in the batting cages till midnight working on his swing too. And that's probably one of the bigger parts of why he got his swing back and made a big turnaround. Now the gesture was quite timed perfectly with his turnaround, but the hard work that guy put into getting his swing back was really awesome. I think his fielding could get a little bit better too this year. I know he had quite a few errors and some bonehead plays. I think there's room for improvement for everybody. For me to sit here and say that this guy is not going to make mistakes, didn't have a great season last year, is ridiculous. I mean, this guy's a professional in every respect of the word, and he's doing great. His numbers don't lie. If we can just keep him going, just where he left off last year, keep him going get him right where we need him. We got him right where we need him now. He's looking good. Keep the ball rolling, Trey. And now we'll turn our attention to Dollar Dog Night, or should I say the lack thereof. For more than a quarter century, the Phillies fans got dollar dogs twice in April and once in May. But now those dog days are gone. When the weather was cold, the wieners were a steal. But now it's going, gone. What can I say? This organization should be booed. Because the dogs were a steal and the fans were happy. But let me say this. The class in Philly, throwing the dogs onto the field, the long lines, all those factors led into the cancellation of the Dollar Dog Night. The Dollar Dog Night's going to be replaced with a 2-for-1 deal for April dates. And they're hoping that this is enough to bring the fans back on those nights. I don't know. The Dollar Dog Night not being in Philly is just, it's a legacy. It's something dating back to the vet. When the Phillies stunk, you had dollar dogs. When the Phillies were great, you had dollar dogs. Most nights they sold about 6,000 hot dogs. Can you imagine packing all that meat into the ballpark? I mean, come on. They're taking that away from these fans. I can't get over the fact that we're just going to take that away. They said they wanted to give all the fans a good experience. I guess they're singling out the fans who wanted to have a good experience eating hot dogs that night. Some of the games that they had Dollar Dog Night turned into food fights. It was largely good in nature, but hey, multiple ejections occurred. Can you believe that in Philly? I don't know. I mean, a 2-for-1 deal, that's going to run about what, $5? So from $2 to $5 for 2 Barkers. I mean, inflation over 27 years, I guess that's about right. I can't help but think it's just about the legacy. It's about those 2 nights. It's about hearing the announcers talk about Dollar Dogs. It's about the fans talking about Dollar Dog Night. It's about the rite of passage for kids coming to the ballpark and having a dollar dog. It's about the Philly fanatic getting behind that launcher and sending them wieners into the stands. So goodbye, Dollar Dogs. You'll be greatly missed. Until we meet again. Now, moving off the depressing story, let's get into a more upbeat tale. The Phillies beat the Twins today 3-2 at Ballpark. Nick Castellanos' son Liam served for the second day in a row as the club's bat boy. Now, I think it's every kid's dream to see his dad play at a ballpark in Major League Baseball. In addition, I think it'd be every kid's dream to be a bat boy for a day, let alone 2 days in a row. What you wouldn't expect is being a bat boy and watching your dad hit a smash, and then watching in awe as he rounds the bases. Liam's known for his exuberant celebrations, but as the bat boy, he got one job. We all know what that job is, to get the bat. Now I know he was proud of his dad, but getting the bat was the last thing on his mind today. And he forgot to get the bat. As Nick was rounding third, he was pointing. He was pointing at the bat, but Liam, he couldn't help but celebrate. He just couldn't help himself, the little guy. This was just one of the latest wholesome moments between father and son at the ballpark. And now a quick update on Brandon Marsh. He underwent arthroscopic surgery on his left knee after experiencing pain and swelling in early February. His initial timetable was a return to action in 3 to 4 weeks. He's been ramping up per manager Rob Thompson. Marsh has been doing defensive drills on the backfields and taking batting practice on the field before games, though it's unclear when he might make his Grapefruit League debut. The last update we have is March 2nd. It'll be a good asset to get back in the lineup. He adds depth to the outfield. You have to think if Rojas starts, he'll play left field. But if Rojas doesn't make the team, he's a good center fielder. Just all in all, depth. He poured it on with the bat toward the end of the season last year as well. And look forward to him getting healthy. For Dennis Wallace, this is Breaking Down the Ballpark, and I hope you all have a good night. Thanks for stopping by.